Camron says he's the reason that Mase got his publishing back from Diddy. What up, words? Your boy Challz Brown back again, talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. These Harlem dudes know how to talk to each other. Apparently, Diddy and Camron and Mase, all these Harlem dudes, I guess they look each other in the eye some kind of way, and they know how to talk to each other. They know what they mean because it's a whole different language they speaking to each other, and they only listen to each other. Apparently, Mase sent Camron to get his publishing back, and Camron said, bet. Right? I'm going to read this article. We'll have a conversation because I find this kind of strange. Now, I know Diddy gave everybody their publishing back, but I don't remember if this was before or after he did that. Maybe Camron speaking to Diddy triggered that, but I knew Diddy knew that this trial was coming, and he wanted to have some goodwill and start to make people sign affidavits and NDAs, right? By all dangling the bullshit ass publishing in front of them, which is, at this point, the publishing not worth what it used to be, but you can still eat off of it. You can go and do some things to make the make it commercially viable. You could sell it, like sell it to some yoga commercials or what kind of thing, like, you know what I'm saying, like some Cheez-Its commercials or whatever you want to sell it to, and they'll pay you to use the publishing, and then you can, you know what I'm saying, go sell it to some movie rights or whatever. You can make some money off the publishing. It's not worth it at the moment, but it's still viable if you go out and actively seek out some sponsorships and things of that nature for your music. And Mase has a lot of good songs that he could possibly get in some advertising situations, maybe get a Super Bowl commercial, land something big like that, especially since this show's doing so well. But I want to read this article and have a conversation. Camron claims Mase sent him to confront Diddy over his publishing rights. Camron and Mase have spoken about their contentious relationship with Diddy, especially amid the mogul's federal trial. Camron and Mase found a lot of success with their sports talk show. It is what it is, but things could have gone very differently. How, you ask? Well, let me continue. I'll let you know. Diddy allegedly wanted to buy the program. Imagine Diddy buying that show. Diddy had his hands in everything. He probably was going to put it on Revolt some kind of way and use it like he does the Breakfast Club. It makes sense for Revolt. It makes sense to put it on there and have the Breakfast Club, and then It Is What It Is back to back, and you're cornering the market on these black podcasts that are pretty successful. So it makes sense from Diddy's point of view. Let me continue. As reported by the rappers and sports analysis, discussed the moment in which Sean Combs ran into Cam on a boat. But hold on, I skipped something. Diddy allegedly wanted to buy the program, but the latter commentator didn't want to have that talk before raising some questions of his own. As reported by Complex, the rappers and sports analysts discussed the moment in which Sean Combs ran into Cam on a boat. I'm on a boat, bitch. The Harlem World MC had asked the Dipset spitter to ask the bad boy mogul to get his publishing rights back. Quote, word to everything, I love you, said. Wait, what? Word to everything, I love you. You said, tell the nigga I want my publishing. End quote. I guess that's what he was trying to say. Killer remarked on It Is What It Is. Puff wanted to make an offer for It Is What It Is, and you told me to go see how much he was talking about. Then when I tell the nigga I'm on a boat, he pull up on his boat. Listen, what's the business? What's happening? This, that, and the third. But you sent me to do something, and I did it, and that was that. Got your publishing back. Though I ain't taking credit for nothing. I'll say, let me continue before I put my commentary on that. For those unaware, Diddy gave Mase and other bad boy artists their publishing rights back in September of 2023. Other beneficiaries including Faith Evans, 112, The Lox, and Biggie's estate. My nigga Murder had to sit this one out. Camron wrote on the move back then. He just got his publishing back from Puff, but just finished the paperwork for that yesterday. Congratulations, he getting his music back in order. So apparently, I don't know if Camron could take credit for that, if it was already coming, or maybe Camron put the battery in the back and Puff thought it was a good idea, but Camron did what he said. He went and spoke to Diddy. And I guarantee you, Diddy don't give publishing back easy. Y'all know that Free the Lox campaign and all that stuff. It just said he still had Faith publishing, 112, The Lox, Biggie. He still had their publishing. This is 20-something years later. He still had it, right? And what was it that Irv Gotti told? He told Ashanti and all these other people, like, that's how I eat. You get to make money off your shows. You get to go and perform. But what am I supposed to? I don't perform. My only thing is this publishing. So this is how I get to eat, which he ended up selling for $300 million, right? So he can go make tails and this, that, and the third recipes, or got it. But that's how they make their money. That's how they stay in control of their finances by retaining the publishing. Now, these guys now, after 20 years, you can go re-record it. I believe Ashanti went and re-recorded her stuff, and I know Taylor Swift re-recorded. I haven't seen a couple artists. I think it was maybe Beat Nuts or some West Coast rappers, maybe Tone Loc, maybe Young MC, a couple other rappers, a lot of rappers re-recording their music, and that way you own it. So once people start replaying the music that you recorded, all those royalties go to you. That's how you can get around the publishing thing. But Diddy still had their publishing, and he gave it back. So basically, let me continue. Diddy signed Mase to Bad Boy Records in the late 1990s, but business disputes quickly got in the way. The latter claimed the former only offered $20K from publishing rights despite his multi-million-dollar pub. They been saying this for years, man. We was young, and they were talking about Diddy is trash. They were like, yo, this guy Puff be effing people with this publishing. They were saying it so much, it started to be like folklore. It started to be like, we don't know if we even believe it, because you're saying it so much. Like, how can it be this many people getting burnt and still walking in there getting burnt? Right? It's like, how you still getting G-Dep and all these guys? You know, how you still getting these guys to walking in, hand over their publishing? It's still happening. You still got French Montana walking in the door, handing his public. Like, if this is such a known thing in New York, why are they still walking through the door, handing them, they sign these bogus contracts? So we started to be like, man, Puff can't be doing this that crazy, but he is. He was. And Mase would tell you, Mase said, I wrote almost all that stuff on Bad Boys back then, all the multi-million-dollar plaques and this and that and the third. He said, this is the reason why I started having a problem with Diddy, because he didn't want you to shine. He didn't want you to leave. He didn't want you to go nowhere. He wanted you to play the back, stay in the back, keep writing and keep your mouth shut. He didn't want you to be a star. He didn't want you to surpass him. And that's a problem. How you want dudes, first of all, you burning them on the money you are giving them. Then you keeping them in the background. You keeping them under you like Drake was doing the weekend. Then you don't want nobody to work with him. Like, it's like you got just a slave ship, gang. Like, at some point, let the dude spread his wings. Mase probably would have been further along had Diddy let him shine a little bit. And we know the story of, I think it was either Rolling Stone or one of these magazines. I think it was Rolling Stone wanted to do a tribute after Biggie passed, and they wanted to put Biggie on the cover, and Diddy was like, F that, he's dead, I want to be on the cover. And if I don't get on the cover, he threatened them this, that, and the third. Well, I'm not going to do this, that, and the third. So they put Diddy on the cover, allegedly, right? So I'm like, that tell you what kind of man you're dealing with. Biggie's gone, and you're like, no, he's gone, I want to be on the cover. And they put Diddy on the cover. That's the kind of stuff that leads to federal indictments, and you're in prison, like shit like that, because you're arrogant and you think the world revolves around you. But let me see. The last thing it says is that in the years since, the Jacksonville native dragged Puff for preaching black empowerment while allegedly exploiting his colleagues. Diddy was doing all that, like making it like, yeah, black excellence. I think Diddy, one of the people that ran that term into the ground, black excellence, right? Camron and Mase said a lot about Diddy as of late due to his federal trial for alleged sex trafficking, racketeering, and more. We're sure they will have a lot more to say in the future. I feel like Diddy is, I'm not a guy that want people in jail, right? I'm almost going to say that I don't believe in just incarcerated. Yes, you got to be very serious, bitter crimes for me to be like, it takes a lot for me to be like, okay, that man deserves jail. But Diddy is where he put himself, because Diddy became accustomed to doing anything and doing any type of unscrupulous, you know what I'm saying? Just like he became accustomed. If you're doing stuff since the 90s and you've never gotten caught, you're going to progress. You're going to find the crooked cops. You're going to find the crooked hotels. You're going to find the crooked people that'll do your bidding. Your security's got to be crooked. So everybody around you is trash. I'm just going to be honest. So these people getting on the stand, say, Diddy did this, Diddy, half of y'all is real trash. I'm just going to be honest. You're just as trash as him, right? So it's like, you sat there and you watched a lot of this stuff go down. Now you're on the stand and you got tissue in your hands, da-da-da. Some of you guys is really just as trash as him, and God knows what these men benefited from by being around him and being in his circle and doing what he does. Sometimes you got to flock together. So he's not going to have a lot of people around him that's like, that's bad, don't do it. He got people around him that's drinking with him, snorting with him, smoking with him, and grabbing on these girls with him. I guarantee you this stuff going to get worse. A lot of these stories going to get even worse as they come out. But we'll see what happened, man. But salute to Camron for getting Mase's. I don't know if Mase making any money off that, but I remember not too long ago, Mase used to be online mad. He was mad. He happy now. They smiling now because they got that podcast. But you used to see Mase with the hat on backwards. Yo, Puff. Yo, you gonna act like you ain't like. It's like he was always upset. He was always hurt. He had these real ill ass stories. Go watch Mase on $1 million worth of game. Mase is mad, gang. Like, he's upset. And that was Mase for years. Every time he talked to Mase, he was bitter, angry. He ain't angry no more. He got his popcorn, got his little big suit with the big shoulder pads on. He on the show. He living life, got his glasses. He doing good now. So salute to Mase, man. Enjoy yourself, man. Listen, head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know what you want. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the country. So it's black dash. You got to put the dash in there. Yeti, YETI.com. All right. Let them know who it is. Every Wednesday night, we go live on the What Show. We will be there this Wednesday night, 9:15. All right. Live, talking about stuff like this. All right. Want to have a good time? Join and get in the chat. And say something. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.